A year has passed since the last world-ending event. Reporter On states in a broadcast that the game that plunged us into despair has ended, but the system remained. We have now entered a new post-ending era. We have worked to conquer and develop that natural phenomenon. And at last today has come. It turns out this is the first anniversary ending special broadcast. The topic of today's broadcast is the era of the Necromancer and the World Tree. Reporter On further states that 1 year ago the Necromancer won the game and restored order and peace to this land. There were obstacles such as monsters, but we advanced at an astonishing speed. And thus the center of the new world called Asadal was established. It is a city that would carry on peace for hundreds of years. There is no more despair, or at least that's what we thought before we realized that eternal peace does not exist. They got invaded not by monsters but player who demanded to hand the dictator and burn the world tree. Once society stabilized, various extremist groups and nationalism resurfaced and a new age of terror began. Those who call themselves originals claiming to be pure humans untainted by the system. They joined forces to escape the control of the World Tree faction. They deny the system and pursue humanity's original values like religion and science. It sounds noble, but in reality, they too are fighting using the system. At the same time, the Baldy interrupts Reporter On by saying that he has some breaking news. It turns out that originals carried out their 13th terror attack in Asadal. Something happened to the tree guard and the authorities are assessing the situation. After reading the report, Reporter On states that this seems more serious than before. While the Necromancer was absent, the originals began their terror attack. Hanho, who is commander of the tree guard, has reportedly been kidnapped. After a few hours in a faraway warehouse, someone by the name of Judge enters the warehouse. One of his lackeys welcomes Judge to his humble place. The judge inquires about the person they got. The lackey says that this man is the commander of the tree guard. His hands are tightly bound, and all of his items have been confiscated. The lackey says that he is one of the 11 divine rankers in the entire world. We can't afford to guard him carelessly. Judge Adrian is from the Spain server in terms of combat power alone. Even he would not stand a chance against the guardian of the tree. Judge Adrian praises his lackeys for capturing one of the heroes of the World Tree faction for him. Judge Adrian tells Hanho that he has a few questions for him. He wants to know about the current whereabouts of the Necromancer and what he is up to, and how many secrets of Asadal he has hidden from others. Judge Adrian already knows that Valkyrie went to Australia to defeat a raid boss. He asks Hanho if he is curious to know how he got intel on the movement of Valkyrie. Without relying on the system that flowed in from outside, comrades who believe in their god and their true selves can be found anywhere. While Judge Adrian is talking, he keeps on hearing crunching sounds and he gets pissed. The judge angrily asks his lackey about who is making this sound. The lackey says that the sound is coming from your direction. Judge tears open the veil to find out that Hanho has been chomping on popcorns all this time. The judge gets pissed at his lackeys as he already told them to confiscate all types of items from Hanho and bind him, but he is still using his arms. The lackey says that they definitely confiscated them all. Hanho releases the spell that bound him, and he reports to Sergeant Kim stating that we have stalled for long enough. Judge Adrian has no idea about how Hanho freed himself and how he got one of his items back. Hanho tells him that even if he explained it, Judge would not understand this technology. There are many limitations, but it seems you can fire skills from tattoos using something called magical biology. I guess Walter managed to decode some future human technology. Those who don't know about these things, like the Judge Adrian, are bound to get taken down. Judge asks if this was bait to lure him out, and Hanho replies with a yes, but he never expected Judge to walk out on his own like this. Everyone points out their weapons at Hanho, but Hanho is not moved by their resolve. Judge warns Hanho to not move, no matter who Hanho is. He cannot beat all of them without his items. Hanho says that he is the head of security of Asadal, and the greatest mind on the Korean server. Do you think I would do this without any preparation? At the same time, the roof of the warehouse explodes. Some elite players in Gundam-like mobile suits come down from the ceiling. Judge Adrian orders his men to open fire and secure an escape route. But before they can even lift a finger, all of them get neutralized. They warn the remaining to not move if they don't want to die. These players are from the 213th Mobile Unit. It's a special unit composed entirely of elite players above level 20. Hanho further states that they are the third strongest unit in our faction, but they are no match for me. The judge tries to bail out before things can get stingy. Hanho mocks him by saying that, "Where are you going? Didn't you say you had a lot to talk about with me?" Judge says that with no necromancer around, this is happening, and what would have happened if he was here? This comment pisses off Hanho to some extent. He chases Judge as he informs him that Sungwoo is not the only strongest person they have. He himself is on level 40, and he got the title of Divine Hanho. Hanho is third in the Korean server, and his level is only 19 levels behind Sungwoo. The judge gets punched in the face, and the person who punched Judge says that Hanho is wrong. It turns out to be Sergeant Kim who punched Judge into oblivion. Sergeant Kim informs Hanho that now there is a 20-level difference between Hanho and Sungwoo. Their gap just widened as a new list just got published. Sungwoo is on number 1 with level 60, Jisoo Yoon on number 2 with level 49, and Hanho on 3rd with level 40. Prosecutor is on 4th with level 39, and Choi Yoon on 5th with level 30. Hanho says that Sungwoo must have found another good level grinding spot, and he should have taken him along. Sergeant Kim says that there is no one in the entire world who crossed level 50 other than Sungwoo, but he has no idea about where Sungwoo is grinding right now. Meanwhile, at a faraway mountain range in Korea, someone is saying that modern society is built on human connections, but the masses are ignorant. People are not equal. Proven talents from every field must help one another to lead the future. That's what a normal society we once lived in should be. This person turns out to be Chairman Lee of the previously destroyed Construction Alliance. He gets pissed as he says that the Necromancer took everything from me, everything that I built to reconstruct the society. Now, it's our turn to take back what is ours. That's how the world is supposed to work. Right outside, a lot of magicians are working on a huge magical circle. Chairman Lee says that if this circle is completed, then it will surely happen. The butler assures the chairman that everything will be accomplished according to your wishes. Chairman Lee says that he will surely cut down that damn tree. One of his guards informs Chairman Lee about the arrival of his guest. The chairman goes out to greet this guest. The guest asks Chairman Lee if he has been waiting for him for a long time. The chairman states that you have arrived on time. The Chairman Lee calls him by the name Z. Z says that it's a relief that he arrived on time. The chairman exchanges a few more pleasantries with Z. The chairman further asks him if his journey was comfortable and thanks him for coming in person. Z says that he came through a hypergate. So how can his journey be uncomfortable? Z throws a heavy luggage to the ground, stating that the only issue was the weight of the luggage. Z points towards the magical circle and he asks if this is the ultimate magic. Chairman Lee replies with a yes. He further says that we deployed a barrier and prepared it in complete secrecy. We are going to blow that damn tree and the entire city away. Z asks if that is really possible. Chairman Lee says that for the past year, while the Necromancer was busy building things up here and there, we spent out time solely to tear it all down. After all, it's always easier to destroy than to build. A businessman of that level would not make mistakes in something so simple. Z says that Judge Adrian was captured. And if that will disrupt the operation, Chairman Lee says that too is part of the plan. Drawing attention alone was enough to fulfill his role. Z tells Chairman Lee that he is glad that Chairman Lee came to find him. Chairman Lee says that he is glad as well because Z accepted him. Chairman Lee inquires about the luggage. If it is that sword, Z replies with a yes. This sword is known as Excalibur. Chairman Lee asks Lee if with that sword and his divine authority he can sever the head of the Necromancer. Z says that he is not sure. Neither the Necromancer nor I are absolute. But once that tree is blown away, I think I could build a kingdom on top of these ruins. Chairman Lee says that I will lay the foundation for you since you are more than worthy for this task. Chairman Lee says that the voice the Necromancer said he heard was it not you who was approached first by the helper. Z says that it is correct, but at that time he drove away the helper. Meanwhile, on the other side, all originals in the vicinity of the warehouse have been subdued. They got 40 prisoners alone from the outskirts, and including the ones inside the building. The numbers must be above 100. The control room where Spearman Kayong-su is in charge must be in chaos right now. Meanwhile, inside the warehouse, something bad has happened. It turned out that Judge Adrian pretended to be unconscious, and then he slipped away once they let their guard down, and right now Han-ho and Sergeant Kim are chasing him. Sergeant Kim says that Judge had a random jumper that allows random teleportation within a 500-meter radius. Even if we had not been fooled, we could not have stopped him. Han-ho says that you are wrong. We should have tied his hands and stripped his items the moment we caught him. They did the same thing with me. Sergeant Kim says that Judge Adrian could not have gone too far. After some time, the operation is finished and the World Tree faction members board their airships. Sergeant Kim says that if a judge showed up personally, then this was not just their usual probing, but we ended up losing him. Han-ho says that it was strange in itself that they tried to kidnap me. They are definitely up to something. They realized that Sung-woo was absent and they didn't want to waste this opportunity, since it's the perfect condition to hatch a conspiracy. One of the operators informs Sergeant Kim that the Strategic Intelligence Bureau's White Rider Forensics Unit has arrived on site. Sergeant Kim orders them to focus on the traces left by that judge. The airships are moving back toward Asadal while White Rider is interrogating the scene. After a while, they detect a huge hypergate in front of them. Sergeant Kim orders all units to surround the hypergate. This gate is only 5 kilometers away from Asadal, and whatever comes out of it, they are not to let it leave its position. Han-ho recognizes that gate as Beast Terror. It's a terrorist method where they control boss monsters to attack residential areas. Since they can't win head-on, they always resort to dirty backdoor tactics. The operator receives an urgent transmission stating that a hypergate opened in the southern residential area. A toad-type boss monster came out of it. Another hypergate is opening at the northern outpost. Sergeant Kim is a bit taken back since there are hypergates opening simultaneously in 3 places. Han-ho informs Sergeant Kim that he will handle this side. They need to take care of the rest by themselves. A warning message pops up stating incarnation manifestation has begun in the designated area. Han-ho says that he will show them the divinity he got after reaching level 40. Han-ho's divine turtle appears near the hypergate. The gate starts to open at the same time as boss monsters start popping out one after another. Han-ho thanks them for the instant delivery as he will gladly take the experience points. The divine turtle uses cold key breath to freeze anything coming out of the hypergate. After watching it, Sergeant Kim becomes relieved. He says that Han-ho is a bit lacking and embarrassing to have around, but his combat power is the real deal. Sergeant Kim orders his men to head for the southern gate. The operator informs Sergeant Kim that there is no unit at the northern outpost to stop the boss monsters. Sergeant Kim asks them to deploy their ultimate weapon, Isabella. But it turns out Isabella left for the Amazon lair because of Mireu's molting. Sergeant Kim realizes that the timing of these attacks is just off. Even if they knew Sung-woo and Ji-soo-yoon were absent because they had not appeared publicly. But Isabella and Mireu's situation should be classified information. Could it be that there is a traitor among Asadal's high ranks? Everything is so complicated and overwhelming for him. He is wondering about where Sung-woo is at a time like this. Meanwhile, in a faraway dungeon, a lot of high-ranking monsters have been slain. It turns out that Sung-woo and Righty are the ones who did them dirty. They finally found a bone-looking item. Its name is Adam's Rib number 3. It has a mythical grade. Its category and effects are unknown. It turns out that King is with them as well. King says that he finally found the last bone. He asks Sung-woo if he obtains all of them. Will he also shed his human form and become something like me? Sung-woo says, "Who knows? You became a monster because you lost the game in your world." Sung-woo is thinking that about 11 months ago, when the World Tree reached its completion stage, a mythical quest was generated. Well, it's not like he will become a draconian right away after completing it. The name of the quest is Origin of the Species Draconians. Its type is unknown, and it has an objective of finding the clue to evolution as a reward. Evolution into new species will be given. You have obtained 2 absolute seeds. One is a powerful species that is growing itself, and the other is a vessel of life containing transcendent power. If the 2 seeds fuse under fateful conditions, they will give birth to a new myth. When the unidentified egg hatches and the World Tree reaches the completion stage, the clue of evolution will be revealed. If either of the 2 seeds is damaged, the quest fails. Sungwoo is thinking that the clue to evolution was to gather the bones of atoms scattered throughout the world. It was not an easy quest. King asks if all 140,000 players of the World Tree faction are going to turn into dragons at once. Would not you call that game-breaking imbalance? Sungwoo has no answer, so he tells him to head back for now. After some time, they come outside to a beautiful view. King says, "What a shame we came all the way to the Mediterranean island. If we had time, we could have enjoyed some leisure. A little over 4 years are left. If I stay by your side, I will end up working myself to death." Sungwoo is thinking that the moment the nanorobots spread across this world stop operating is the moment all monsters will die. Sungwoo asks King if that response is coming. King says not at all. It does not come on schedule like some marketplace event. You kept me by your side because of this, so this is rather awkward. Sungwoo tells him to focus properly if the response comes. Don't miss it. Like last time. King tells him to not worry, even if he feels a bit uneasy. He will report it. Sungwoo is thinking, who could it be this time? A certain voice heard only by the king of the Great Mountain Range. King previously said that it sounded like the voice of a real god.